Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. This is page 3 with my Simple Stories page kit with the Hearth and Home collection. This layout, they originally had 3 photos. I only have one, but it actually works out pretty well. So I'm starting out by just laying out the pieces they give me. There's this wood grain mat that I really like. I'm going to use that to mat my only photo I have, which is what they did for their main photo. But I am going to gut it because I'm trying to save any scraps I can to squeeze some bonus layouts out this month. So I'm salvaging the wood grain, but I'm going to mat this 4x6 on that wood grain, and then you can see I have that checkered banner and that kind of branding strip piece going up the middle. That's basically their design. They have this little chipboard Our Family piece that they used on this layout, so I definitely want to try to get that used up. But I changed this one quite a bit just because the bulk of their page was the photos, and since I only have one, it kind of gave me an opportunity to get a lot more embellishment on this layout, which is what I was really looking to do since I have so much extra embellishment this month. So I'm even gutting the portion of this banner that I can salvage because I'm really trying to save every little bit. But I'm going to start out by putting these main layers together and then playing around with embellishment. They actually have their banner like in the middle of this page because they had a photo below the banner. Since I don't, I think it's a lot more visually appealing having that banner more towards the bottom, especially because it's so dark. I really like having those heavier items towards the bottom of the page to help ground everything. And then this gives me a ton of room to embellish above the photo. So I'm really liking this here. Right away, I'm trying to go in and get some of the bigger die cuts that I have used up. So I thought it might be nice, since I had this wood grain frame around the photo, to use some of the wood grain framed like signs in the die cut pack. So I'm getting the "This is everything I ever wanted" one used up, as well as the "If you're going to rise, you might as well shine bright." And I think that's kind of funny because in this photo, Franklin is basking, and I don't know how many reptiles do this. I've seen like alligators do this, but bearded dragons, when they have reached their ideal temperature, but they don't want to move out of the heat, their version of panting, since they don't pant and they don't sweat, is to open their mouth like this to release the extra heat. So we call this kind of his happy basking face, where he's just enjoying the heat and he's reached his temperature, but he doesn't want to move. So I wanted to document this. I also thought it was just a really cool picture that kind of showed off his bioactive enclosure. He's sitting on this driftwood, and you can kind of see the prickly pear cactus and the aloe in the background. I just think it looks really cool. So I definitely wanted this to kind of be the star of the page. So I'm going to get that together. I gutted even that portion of the floral to save for a future layout. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue down all of these bits. You'll see even with this black border strip, I'm only going to use what I have to, so I'll have a little bit extra of that as well. So instead of just sticking it down to the page as is, since it was 12 inches, I'm only adding what I have to pretty much for the top and bottom for it to reach the end of the page. And hopefully I can get that scrap used up when I get to my bonus layouts. But this is basically their portion of the page. And then I'll go ahead and pull in the title and the embellishment that they wanted to use on this page. But as you can already see, I'm already pulling stuff in. The little "Our Family" title was originally along the bottom of the photo, but since I have so much open space here to the left, I thought it would be cool if I just did this, big title moment over there on the mustard. So I'm trying to use the embellishment and the title over there, and then figure out how to round out the embellishment I've started building with these signs I pulled in to the right. So there's also this really cool bench in the die cuts that I have been wanting to use. So I'm going to try to get that on this page, since I have room for it, and that's a larger die cut piece. I thought it would be nice to try to use that. So trying to kind of lay out what I want. I do like the kind of boxiness of this grid, but I do want to round it out with some of the other embellishments that or more round. So I have this vase of flowers. There's a little chipboard bird that was on this page and in there kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I'm just going to pop it up on some foam and kind of layer it over that vase of flowers. And now I'm going to try to figure out the little bench down here. There's a couple layers, labels that came in the die cut, so I thought it'd be nice if I could layer those up to have a little bit of layering and beefing out my cluster. So I glued those two labels together. They're going to be coming out from that bench, and then I'm going to save what's covered and cut that and then move it in another cluster. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I don't think I explained that very well. I'm trying to just figure out what I can add where. I know I want to use a lot of embellishment on this page, but I still don't want it to look chaotic, so I'm going to try to find that balance. But I really do like this little bench here. I think that's super cute. And that little yellow banner that says Always and Forever was also a part of the title. So their title read, Our Family Always and Forever. I'm going to be adding some words to the title to make it make more sense for this page. But I do want to use all of those elements. So I'm going to have that little Always and Forever popped up on some foam going across the pillow on that bench. And I think that'll look really cute. You can see where I added those labels. And now I'm saving the piece that was covered. I'm going to add those to the top cluster just to have that same kind of extra layery touch. So I think that's nice. It helps break up some of the busyness with that bird and floral going over the floral background. I think the labels kind of save that space, which is nice. And I like that. So now I'm trying to figure out my title. Here's that little banner I'm going to pop some foam up on and add down to the bench. But I knew, because this is just a photo of Franklin and it's titled Our Family, I thought it would make more sense if I made it more Franklin specific. So I'm going to go and pull in my Tim Holtz tile alphas. And I'm just going to add new member to the title. So it's going to read Our New Family Member. And I think that makes more sense since this month we are celebrating Franklin's adoption pretty much. So I think that kind of makes more sense with this page. And I really wanted another excuse to use the Tim Holtz tile alphas because I think they're so cute. They go so good with this collection. So I'll get around to that. One thing that is really annoying with these page kits is you can kind of see the chipboard pieces that are kind of punch outs from the sheet have these perforated dots on them, and those drive me crazy. And when it really bothers me, I try to go around and trim them all up, but you still don't really get them all. That is obnoxious. But this page is for me, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But that is kind of one of the things I don't like about these kits, as much as I rave about them, is that's kind of an annoying aspect of their chipboard. But here you can see I'm spacing this out so it still says Our Family, but next to Our I'm going to add New. So it says Our New Family, and then underneath I'll add Member. So it says Our New Family Member. And I think that looks nice. And I think that more like the black just pops so nice on the yellow background, so I'm really liking that. I really like that little candle lantern at the top too. I think I'm happy I got that used up because that was something they used on this page on theirs as well. But we're getting pretty close to the end. I really like how everything's spaced out. I definitely want to add some brads and some staples. And then as I'm filling in this title at the top, I'm kind of feeling like that yellow area under the banner on the bottom of the page is looking a little blank. So I kind of want to add something down there too. But for my brads, I'm adding this yellow floral and that same kind of black checkered pattern to the top cluster. And then between the bench and the title, to fill out that little bit of space, I'm doing the wood grain house and a little red one. And I think that helps kind of balance the colors really nicely. I really like that. And I'm just going to stick down the little cluster at the top. But then I'll start playing around with what I want to do at the bottom, because I definitely feel like it needs something to kind of round out the page. But I'm really liking how everything else is looking. There's still a lot of embellishment over there. So I need to try to use some more. So I was thinking about adding a couple things like this. I think that looks nice. I would have been happy with that. There's still some chipboard hearts that I was hoping I could try to use up. But then I came to this one piece that is, this is the life piece that has yellow, and once I laid that there, I think it just balanced everything else out really nicely, and I actually really liked it. I still tried to get a heart on there, but it just cluttered it up. So I'm going to just have this little life piece down there, and I like that. So I'm going to stick that down, and then I will attach that with some glue, but I will also use my tiny attacher staples on this piece. I have some staples in that corner, and then I'm going to go back to that letterboard sign at the top and add some staples along that too, so I have staples kind of on the diagonal. So I really like that. So here they go on the sign. And then I'll add that to the bottom. But that's pretty much it. I really like how this one came together. I really like how much I was able to change it. And I really liked how much extra embellishment I was able to pull in. This one was really fun. So I have one more page with this kit. I have the second page that goes with this double. And then we'll see if I can get out some extra pages. Here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.